But she is not worthy. Heard the deepest words that Tu Diep had ever heard. When James's mother found out that Tu Diep had been married before. In the fading twilight, the sound of the wind blowing gently through the window of the ancient villa, James' mother, a woman of aristocratic beauty, sharp eyes, sat quietly opposite Tu Diep in the living room, filled with luxurious colors. The atmosphere was heavy as if something was waiting to explode. She just received a call from an old friend in high society who used to live in the same neighborhood as Tu Diep years ago. In that conversatio, a friend accidentally revealed that Tu Diep had been married before. Once Tu Diep brought the cup of tea and placed it in front of her. She didn't look at her, just asked softly, "Is it true?" It is true that she was married. Yes, Tu Diep stopped. No need to ask again, she knew what she was talking about. Her hands clenched, but then she nodded slowly. Yes, that is part of my past. But yes. Enough, Mother, James interrupted, her voice still calm but cold. She raised her head, her eyes like a knife, sharp and cold. I don't need to hear why the past is a part of who you are. And with me, a broken man is not worthy of my soul. Tu Diep's words fell like a slash. Oh, noise, no screaming. But it cuts, deeper than any wound Tu Diep had ever carried. Tu Diep was silent. She does not cry. She just stood there like a tree uprooted by a storm. Chest tight with pie, throat dry from holding back words. She used to think she could overcome all prejudices. She used to believe just enough love will soften all harshness. But at that moment her heart trembled. She had. Uncle, I do not expect your acceptance. From the first day we met, she said in a soft but firm voice, I love you, James. And I will not apologize for my past. Because without that past there would be no people today. There is no woman strong enough to stand before you. But still keep this look. Tu Diep mother's eyes did not waver, but something very small inside her quivered. Perhaps it is Tu Diep's stubbornness. Maybe it was the hurt she saw flickering in her eyes. Something no one can pretend. When James returned and found out, he could not hide his anger. He went straight to his mother's room, sat down, and spoke clearly. Mom may not like her, but Mother has no right to judge other people's past. Purple Leaf showed me what it means to love someone from the bottom of my heart. And if for that I have to fight the whole world, even mother and child still choose her. Purple Leaf. James's mother was silent for a long time after that sentence. She did not eat dinner that night, but also did not say any more harsh words. A few days later, Tu Diep was arranging flowers in the garden when she suddenly saw her grandmother walking out, hand-holding small box. She said nothing, just quietly put it in her hand. This is the jade brooch that James's mother used to wear when he first met James's father. Oh, one touched him since the day he died. Why is the purple leaf shaking? Tu Diep, because Mother thought no one was worthy enough until today. Tu Diep could not hide her tears. In the midst of pie, finally there is a small crack to let the light eye. I love you, not worthy. The words that made Tu Diep's heart bleed. Out turned into another beginning, where prejudice is dissolved by love, and where strength is. See it as a gift rather than a blemish. That morning the atmosphere in the villa was strangely quiet. After the day Mother gave back the jade hairpie, everything seems to move gently. Tu Diep still wakes up early to prepare breakfast. Still gentle as usual, but in the eyes there is an extra layer of warm light. A peace that she once thought forever will not touch. Come into the world of the powerful. Mother walked down the stairs. She wears white silk dress, neat bow. Step by step, still retain the noble demeanor of a woman who has experienced life. But when her eyes fell on the small figure in the kitchen, she paused for a moment. Then she walked to the dining table and sat down gently. Oh, more scrutinizing looks nor the coldness of the century. James was surprised to see his mother sitting in front of him as he walked in. "Mom, wake up so early?" he asked, his eyes glancing slightly towards Diep, then looking back at his mother. She nodded calmly and replied, "Mom thinks today should be a peaceful day." Diep brought the bowl of hot porridge to her hesitantly. "Lotus seed porridge is your favorite dish. I hope you can try it." She looked at her uncle and then looked at Diep. There was a moment of silence before she spoke softly. "From today, don't call me uncle anymore. Call me Mom." He put the spoon into Diep's hand and let it fall gently. She turned to look at James. He smiled, his hand holding hers under the table. "Mom and I used to say we don't need acceptance. But I am the match mother and I know better than anyone. If not me, one has the strength to love and protect it like that." She paused. Eyes that were once hard now moved a little red. "Mother is sick. Wrong because let the past obscure the present. Wrong for not seeing how bright your heart is. And I hope you forgive me." Diep could not hold back her tears. She stood up and walked over to hug her tightly. Like a child, finally called by the right name in the family. He stood up quietly and left the table, walking out onto the balcony. He stood there for a long time looking at the blue sky, his eyes as calm as water. For the first time in years, his heart breathed out a deep breath. So light, so light. That evening the three of them sat together under the bougainvillea. James recounts the silly things he did as a child. Made both his mother and Diep laugh. Mother at that time is also the solemn image of a prestigious family. But a mother, really, who has learned that love does not come from status, but from sincerity. My child, into Diep's heart, the word "why" is no longer a painful word, but a call filled with acceptance of what she had been waiting for, hoped, cried, and persevered to the end to get. And in my dream that night, she found herself holding James' hand standing under that roof. Call the woman sitting by the window. Mom, this time for real. And the dream is not long because it has become reality, Mom. The next day the villa was busier than usual. James's mother personally instructed the maid to display the dishes, redecorate living room, prepare tea and cake, and let the gardener trim the bougainvillea, where she used to care little. Now I want it to bloom beautifully for a special occasion. Diep asked James, "What's wrong, Mom?" James squinted at his mother, who was busy in the yard, then turned back and smiled. Mom said she wanted to invite relatives to dinner. Just a meal. But I think she wants to formally introduce you. Purple Leaf judges people. Do I need to prepare anything? I just need you to be yourself. Like the way you changed your mother's mind. Diep nodded slightly. She said nothing, but in her heart there were waves of him. Every day that passes since being called a child, she is like living another life. Oh, more silent scenes standing after night. Oh, more prying eyes every time I step into his house. Oh, more restless nights, wondering if I really belong here. That evening, relatives came one after another. The first curious glances, then surprised to see Mother personally lead. Diep went to the dining room, his hands still gently wrapped around her back as a silent affirmation. In the middle of the meal she stood up, raised her glass, her eyes warm. Today I just want to say one thing to everyone. This is to Diep, the one I call daughter-in-law. OT because of the match, but because of my choice. The room was silent for a few beats, then a round of applause rang out, light but full of affectio. Deem squeezed Diep's hand under his eyes, tears glistening. After the party, when most of the guests have gone home, Mother Deem pulled Diep to the balcony, where the bougainvillea is gently falling in the sunset breeze. She put a small box into Diep's hand. Inside is an old necklace, mounted round jade like dewdrop. "Daughter, this is the necklace my mother-in-law left me. Only pass it on to the daughter-in-law I trust. I never thought of giving it to anyone, but now I believe that no one is more worthy than you." Diep choked and squeezed her hand. The wind blew, carrying the light scent of flowers, like her heart right now, so light that it seems like it could fly. After a long journey through words she did not deserve, go through the pain of a broken past, to stand still in this present in the midst of love, and your recognition. James stepped out and put his arm around, hugged the two women he loves most in his life. He whispered, "Do you see? Family is when all the things you dreamed of finally come true." Diep looked up with a tearful smile, and this time no one called her a widow anymore. She is just Diep, James's woman and his mother's daughter. The story of Diep and her journey to motherhood. James accepted. Oh, just a sweet love story between the characters, but also carries profound values about family life and sympathy, are very close to real life. Below are some typical values that the story brings. The value of sympathy and understanding. In modern society, many love relationships or marriages influenced by social stereotypes, a person's past, background, or simply because she is not worthy. Diep used to be a widow, woman with a marital past, but the story shows a person's true worth does not lie in his past, which lies in the heart, virtue, and lifestyle. Love needs courage and perseverance. James is the epitome of a modern man. Know how to love and dare to protect the one you love. Before family prejudices, he not only stood up for, but also persistent, proving the value of purple leaf by a quiet but trusting presence. But in reality, many relationships break up not because of lack of love, but because not strong enough to overcome the barriers from family, society, or the fear in your heart. The mother represents traditional society, but not rigid. Mother Night was originally a model of a typical Asian mother. Strict traditio, many prejudices, but when she witnessed the gentleness, sincerely by Diep, when she fell ill and was taken care of by Diep without complaint, she realized that her daughter-in-law did not need to be perfect, just have a kind heart. In real life, many mother-in-law-daughter-in-law relationships can also be good if both sides are willing to open up and put down their prejudices.